Tennessee Titans fans, the new kid in town, Cam Ward, is getting interviewed on the NFL Network after the Titans open practice over the weekend. They had Cam Ward come on. I have not seen any of this interview. I don't know what they talked about. I don't know what he talked about, but it's time to check it out right here, right now. The new QB1 in Nashville, Cam, by God, Ward.
Just a couple thousand fans in the stands, to Washington State, to Miami, and now to Tennessee as the #1 overall pick.
Left out Incarnate Word.
He caught up with Daniel
Incarnate
Jeremiah
Ward.
and Matt Castle.
Matt Castle,
excited to be here,
former
Cam.
Titans great, Titans legend.
I want to start first of all the big throw. We'll get to all the other
Which
topics,
one? He had a lot.
Walk me through the big throw down the field, the big touchdown to Ridley today.
Which one?
That's a little scramble drill.
I wish he would have said which one. But I understand why he did.
Real play. Might have been a sack. I can see it on film, but that's just me getting quality work in my guys. Them letting them
Might have been a sack.
Scramble drill, so it's good that we was able to get one of those plays.
Cam, from an install standpoint, I know that every day there's probably an emphasis. Talk to us about your processing ability and learning this offense, and every day some new reality comes up that you're trying to learn.
Just getting used to the terminology. It's not different from college. You understand routes and concepts, everything's all the same. Just getting used to the NFL terminology, the formations. And then also just staying the long play call, the third down play calls, the cans, the checks I have to make.
This is why, and we've talked about this so much on the channel. I know I sound like a broken record, so I apologize, but this is why you need Brian Callahan to do a good job this season. You need him to prove to be a good head coach, because I just think, it's been backed up when you've got guys like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady saying this. You need to listen when they're saying that, hey, it messes these young quarterbacks up when they have to learn a new offense every season because their offensive coordinator or their head coach that's an offensive-minded head coach keeps getting fired. You need Brian Callahan to be good this year. Regardless of what the final record is, you need Brian Callahan to be good, because Cam's coming in and he's learning all of this terminology and he's learning all of these play calls. And then if you fire Brian Callahan, the next offseason he's going to have to learn new ones. He's not going to, if you keep Callahan, he's going to just be able to perfect what he's already learned and get better at it. But if you get somebody new, it's like starting all over.
But, it's been fun. I've been getting better every day. I'm learning something new every day. I got a good group of guys around me, the offensive line, the wide receiver, corner, running back. So, I'm excited to see what we can do.
Well, I talked to a bunch of coaches and a bunch of personnel guys, and the one thing they said that stood out to me was they can't beat you into the office. What time are you getting in the facility every day, and who have you been bringing with you?
I get there early. I get there by 5:30. Just the process what I need to do to try to get, be able to play my best ball in the upcoming weeks. And then just also get my receivers up there. Really, he's always up there. Elliott and Chim, he's always up there. Restrepo's up there. We got so really all the young guys, we really stay up there because, we're behind the 8 ball. We're playing against 7-year, 10-year vets, and we got to be ready to play from day one. So I'm excited, though. That's why we have an emphasis on getting there, learning everything, and, just trying to get better every day.
He's got to be good, man. He's got to be. Because as well as I do, all of this is great. Get in there at 5 o'clock in the morning, putting the extra work in, first one there, last one to leave. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear that he's got his young receivers in there with him. But as well as I do, if it doesn't translate to success on the field, then we'll look back on all of this and be like, you woke up early for nothing. You should have slept in, right? So it just has to work out, man. He says he's saying and doing all the right things, bro. Come on.
Cam, where's that leadership quality come from? Because you come in, you're going to be the face of this franchise for a long period of time, but
hope so.
It's got to be something that you grew up as a born leader, right? But at the same time, to come into a new group of grown men in the professional setting, where does that leadership come from in your eyes?
I just think just understanding your teammates, learning more about them, where they're from, their background, how they get to this point. Because I had a different journey getting to, where I am now. And I just think I don't separate from what the outside world sees the quarterback position as to what our position as is on the team. That's really being a good teammate, leading guys where you need to, and then also not being a selfish player. We have a locker room full of unselfish players who all they want to do is win. I'm excited that I'm a part of the team.
How excited are you to have a veteran offensive line? You go out and get a guy like Kevin Zeitler. You go.
Well, we'll hear about the offensive line here in a second. I just want to say regarding that, I said the day after he got drafted, I don't think Cam's going to have a hard time coming into the locker room and being a leader, even as a rookie. He clearly hasn't. He stepped in there and he's, doing everything he can to be able to be a leader on this team, even with a locker room that has some veterans.
I'll get Dan Moore, have guys who've been in this league for quite a while.
I'm real excited. And they hold me to a high standard, and I'm holding them to a high standard as well. But, I mean, guys like Kevin and Dan, they teach me little things, even when they don't think they're teaching me something. They play football for a longer period than I am, and I gotta learn stuff on the fly. I gotta learn stuff as fast as they did when they first got into the league. But I'm excited that, the GM, Mr. Mike, and, Mr. Chad and Mr. Dave surrounding me around guys like that to help me with my journey.
And talk to us about your
I hope it works out with that O-line.
Calvin Ridley, who's coming back as your number one, but you go out, you get Tyler Lockett, you bring in a guy like Van Jefferson, who's played a lot of quality football over his time, and Tyron Burks is coming back, and he's a guy that you're hoping.
A lot to unpack there. First of all, it is come on, Matt. Come on, Matt Castle. Come on, bro. It ain't Tyron Burks. Look at the way Cam's looking at this guy. It's not Tyron Burks. It is Treylon Burks, and he will not be coming back because I will give him grace. Maybe they didn't understand the extent of it at this time, but he fractured his collarbone, and Treylon Burks will probably never wear a Titans uniform again.
For big things, but that room looks a lot different than what it did in the past.
Yeah, we got an unbelievable receiving core. I think the biggest thing we have from when watching them last year to this year is that we just have a lot of speed, especially the young guys with Elliott Kachin when we drafted. But Calvin Reed and Locke, I just think those three are the best receivers in the league. They help me just understanding when they need the ball, why they need the ball, and just when and how they get it.
Three of the best in the league is what Cam says about who? Calvin. He said Calvin, Lockett, and I didn't hear who he said the other one was, but he said three of the best. Can I hear who he said with Ridley and Lockett?
Understanding when they need the ball, why they need the ball, and just when and how drafted. But Calvin Reed and Locke, I just think those three.
Calvin Rid and Locke. Well, Calvin and Rid are the same people, so I don't know who he meant as the third, but the three best in the league, bro.
The best receivers in the league. They help me just understanding when they need the ball, why they need the ball, and just when and how they get in and out of breaks. I think is the biggest thing that I'm learning from them. We said we get some good work in this summer. Kind of like today, Lockett, knowing it was covered two, sitting up for me hitting him in that window. So we learning each other on the fly.
That's a great throw.
I can for sure say we're getting better every day.
Have you thought about some type of a present for Jeffrey Simmons and kind of calm him down a little bit on the defensive line? Let me just slow him down just a little bit.
That's a big man right there, man. Like that, we sliding his way every time we play him. I'm putting the running back in the A gap, and I'm chipping him every time I can. So I mean, Jeff, he's the ultimate competitor. He's somebody that I wake up and I'm ready to get to work and go against. So, but it's fun. I never played with a defensive lineman that big who can move like him. But I mean, he's the reason why our defense is going to be.
Every defensive lineman he's ever played against is sitting there like, really, bro?
So good. He can pressure the quarterback. He's a great team player. He's a great locker room guy. So I'm excited to have him by myself.
I think Simmons will be great for him.
Relationships for any quarterback is a relationship with their offensive coordinator. You've got a new offensive coordinator with Nick Holtz. Talk to me about that process and learning to get to know each other and the collaboration that really takes place to get to know you as a player.
Just good. I think the first time finally meeting Coach Holtz, just throughout the whole pre-draft process, and to now is that he really understands me. He understands, why I like certain plays. I'm not used to doing the 5-step from gun, but I'm starting to love it now, especially getting the ball out on time, getting it early. And I think just Coach Holtz, Coach Callahan, and Coach Bo, the quarterback coach, they're going to really dial it up for us this year.
Great. Last one as we wrap it up. Look at the two of us, me and Matt sweating like crazy. You don't have a beat of sweat on you, man. How is that humanly possible?
I mean, that is pretty impressive.
This is a little bit like Texas, hot out here. But, you know, I'm from the South, so I'm glad I was able to stay in the South and be in Tennessee.
Come on, man.
Prepared. He's prepared for the weather, and he's prepared for what's going on out there on the field. Thanks, buddy.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
And I'll work on that. We'll do a depth chart.
Okay, we swapped up quick there. I mean, like I said, he's saying all the right things. You know, he's hitting all the right buttons. Even calling Calvin Ridley and Tyler Lockett two of the best wide receivers in the NFL. I mean, it has to work out with him. I think it's good to hear that the Titans are adapting to what he's good at instead of making him adapt to them. They're adapting to him. And it's good to hear that he is connected in such a great way with the veteran guys. It's easy to see how maybe the receivers that come in with you as rookies, it's easier to connect with them because you're coming in together. You're both young, you're both learning. But the way that he's been able to win over Calvin Ridley, Van Jefferson, Tyler Lockett, and then even other positions, the way he's been able to impress Jeffrey Simmons, like that's a good sign when you are being able to be a leader and win over those experienced veteran players. That's a good thing. I'm excited about Cam Ward, and the preseason is coming, folks. Two Tone Talk podcast starts back Monday, next Monday, I think the 4th, August 4th. I'll see you there. Tighten up, everybody. Bye.